Recording in progress.
Good morning, Chair Hasid and members of the board. We are now live. Everyone's been admitted from the waiting room and we are recording.
Good morning, everyone. It is 10:04 a.m. and this meeting of the Agricultural Labor Relations Board is now called to order. Before we go into the main part of the meeting, I do want to flag for you that may desire language interpretation in Spanish, how you may do so if you're on Zoom. Even if you can hear me now, and also English, even if you're able to hear me now, please go ahead and click the interpretation button and select either English or Spanish to ensure you're able to participate in the meeting in your preferred language. I will pause a moment to let our interpreter on the Zoom relay that information. Santiago, can you confirm that that message was relayed in the Spanish channel? Or I'm not able to tell if that message has been relayed about the interpretation.
Well, they have to switch to channels, so the answers no, they don't need to be repeated here.
Okay, can you assist?
Okay. You're in the Zoom channel, right? Buenos días y gracias por acompañarnos hoy en nuestra junta. Tenemos servicios de interpretación. Para poder escuchar la junta en español, por favor, vayan hacia el abajo de su pantalla, donde van a ver un glóbulo y allí pueden elegir su idioma. Aunque vayan a escuchar en inglés, por favor, elijan el idioma. Hacia el abajo de la pantalla, en el glóbulo que dice interpretación, hay inglés y español. Gracias.
Thank you, Santiago. Okay, we will now go, well, briefly before going into the meeting, please note if you have any issues or questions about how you can participate in the meeting, you may email Santiago Avila Gomez or Satya Mathan. Their email addresses are on the meeting agenda, which is posted on our website at alrb.ca.gov. Also, we do have multiple interpreters and a court reporter here, so please try and speak slowly so that our wonderful experts here can help keep up with the proceedings and record them. First, I'll go through the roll. Board Member Broad.
Present.
Board Member Flores.
Present.
Board Member Hall.
Present.
Board Member Lightstone. Thank you. Next, we'll go to our first agenda item, which is approving the most recent meeting minutes. These meeting minutes are from April 15th, and which were continued on to April 16th. May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Thank you, Member Broad. And may I have a second from Member Flores?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The meeting minutes of April 15th and 16th have been approved. Today, I will not have a chair's report. We will now go on to the executive secretary's report on unfair labor practices, complaints and representation matters. Santiago, we are ready for you when you are.
Thank you, Chair Hasid. Again, good morning to you and to the members of the board. Today's report is not in written form. It will, however, be put on the website as in previous meetings. I'll start with a complaint that was settled on April 15th. We received the notification via motion to take hearing off calendar in Bianchi Partnership. And that case number is 2022 CE044SAL. Turning to administrative orders, the board issued a administrative order in Wonderful Nurseries, LLC, 2024, ALRB admin order number 2024-0 8. That admin order is found on the website under the Legal Information tab, Admin Orders. Turning now to pending matters, there is a few matters pending in Damari, and that is DMB Packing Corp. doing business as the Damari Company, and that's 2023 RM001 VIS, as well as 2023 CE026 VIS. In the majority support petition context, the matter is pending before the board on exceptions, which were filed on April 8th. Replies are due April 18th. In the UOP matter, there has been a filing by the general counsel for a request for subpoena enforcement. Next on the pending matters is Wonderful Nurseries LLC, and that's an interim appeal that was filed on April 2nd. And finally, there is a interim for appeal or special appeal request by Monterey Mushrooms in the matter of United Farm Workers of America, Monterey Mushrooms. And they're both respondents. They're seeking special permission to appeal the ruling of April 9th, 2024 via CMC order to hold the hearing virtually. That concludes my report. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much, Santiago. Do any of my colleagues have any questions? Does not appear so. We will go on to the next item. We do not have a litigation report today. So we will go on to the following item, the General Counsel's report with our General Counsel, Julie Montgomery. Julie.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to keep my report brief today, as I know there'll be folks making comments. We have one settlement since our last board meeting that I will tell you about. It is involving Bianchi Partnership. It was a charge filed in October of 2022, and the charge alleged that this company retaliated against the charging party by terminating his employment for complaining about lack of working air conditioning in his and his coworkers' tractors. The ALRB filed a complaint on December 29th of last year, and the parties entered into an informal bilateral settlement agreement on April 15th, in which the respondent agreed to pay $4,000 to the charging party for back pay, interest, excess tax, and payment in lieu of reinstatement. Respondent also agreed to standard noticing remedies. And then I just have a few outreach highlights. There have been a number of events, but I'll just mention a few. On April 4th, our staff provided an in-person Spanish worker training presentation for the professional development program called La Tierra que Sembramos in Spanish and Mixteco, hosted by MyCop in the city of Oxnard. On April 16th, I guess which was just yesterday, Region 1 Regional Director Jessica Arciniega participated in an outreach forum where there was also a press conference titled Planting the Seeds, Saving Lives. And this highlighted the importance of safety for agricultural workers at the Oxnard Mexican Consulate, which was hosted by the U.S. Department of Labor Wage and Hour Division and the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Also yesterday, our staff provided a virtual training presentation to the Coachella Líderes Campesinas Committee in Riverside County. And today, our staff will be providing a presentation virtually for staff of Legal Aid at Work, and this will be statewide for their staff and to members of the Coalition of Low Wage and Immigrant Worker Advocates, otherwise known as CLIWA. And we'll be presenting on the ALRB and how people can assist workers through the ALRB and to answer any questions they have about us. And that's about it. The other thing I just want to mention is I just want to acknowledge all the hard work and dedication of our regional office staff. I know people have been working very long hours, and I just want to let them know I value their dedication to our mission and their expertise and talents in doing the work they do, and just want to let them know I'm grateful for all their work in furtherance of the ALRB's mission. And that concludes my report, unless you have any questions.
No questions. Thank you, Julie. Really appreciate that, and echo your comments on all the great work. Our next agenda item is the Administrative Services Report, and we'll be hearing from our Chief Administrative Officer, Brian Dougherty. Brian?
Good morning, Chair Seed. Just have a couple of brief remarks. First, on the budget front, the first update I have is that we are scheduled for a Senate subcommittee hearing tomorrow to review the labor budget proposals that are before the administration. This will include the 2 budget proposals that are submitted that involve additional resources for ALRB. And in addition, we have an update on our new labor agency building. Being the point of contact for ALRB for this move and project, we have an updated newsletter that's going out this month to provide updates to all the Sacramento area staff in our headquarters building at 1325 J Street that will provide an update on the new building on O Street and the progress that's being made. We are still on task to have a December 2025 move-in date in this new building. And there will be a newsletter that's released this week that will kind of highlight some of the updates on the construction and the proposed amenities that will be in that new building as well. So I'm excited about this new opportunity for ALRB to be included in a building that includes LWDA, EDD, and some DIR staff as well as QAP. So looking forward to that collaborative space in the very near future. And I'm happy to answer any questions that anybody may have.
I don't have any questions to any of my colleagues. Okay, thank you, Brian. Appreciate that report. We do not have any legislative updates, so we will now go into the agenda item focusing on regulations. This meeting has been coordinated to also have a hearing on the proposed regulations to implement provisions of AB 113, which was passed last year. It is Office of Administrative Law, otherwise known as OAL, notice file number Z 2024-0226-02. These are the regulations that would implement the provisions of this bill. If you would like to look at the text and other regulatory documents, those are posted on our website under legal information and rulemaking, and then regulatory activity. A few housekeeping matters. Please note that the board is not able to discuss or really entertain any issues regarding pending case matters. I am trying to get a sense of how many people are wishing to speak, so I may ask those who are wishing to make comment just to use the raise hand feature in the queue. We based on that, we want to give everyone an opportunity to speak, but maybe limiting, cutting off for time, just so everyone does get a chance to speak. And then please state your name and organization if applicable. We ask that you not provide substantive comment in the chat, only use the chat feature in Zoom to indicate that you wish to make public comment or having an issue. Please keep your device on mute if you are not speaking so that we're better able to manage the audio portion. And the rulemaking committee, I know, and I think the rest of the board would agree, we're really eager to hear comments and perspectives. This is a really key part of the process to ensure that we have thoughtful regulations that can make these provisions workable and hopefully as smooth and not cumbersome as possible. If you do have any suggested language or more detail, we welcome and encourage you to please follow up with written comments as well. And the deadline for public comment is, I believe, April 22nd. Okay, yes. And with that, can folks in the chat who wish to make comment just raise their hand? Okay, I see two. Okay, at this point in time, I am not seeing a real need to limit time. So Santiago, can you call whoever is first in the queue or first on your screen, and then we'll go forward.
As it appears, Regional Director Yesenia de Luna is first.
Good morning, board members, board chair, and board staff. My comment is regarding section. I'm sorry, I'm hearing an echo.
While you're figuring that out, you also made me realize another point. Please refer to the section number related to your comment. And thank you, Yesenia, for already starting to do that.
Yes, and my name is Yesenia de Luna, Regional Director for Region 2, ALRB. My comment is regarding section 20391C, which provides the regional director 3 days after receipt of the employer's response to issue findings. This unique process provides a very tight timeline to bring together the needed staff to investigate the validity of the petition and the proof of support. We have to take into account our staff has families, they have to arrange childcare, and they have weekend and/or holiday plans. We propose the regional director should be afforded 3 business days after receiving the employer's response to notify the parties of the findings. Or in the alternative, similar to section 20391B, the deadline should be extended 1 business day if the 3-day period falls on a Sunday or holiday. Thank you.
Chair Hasid, I'd like to take this moment to ensure that everyone in the room who is joined the Zoom meeting has muted their mics and turned down the volume on their connection, laptop, phone. I am getting several reports from our remote users that there is a feedback making it very difficult to hear the comments.
Thank you. And I believe Board Member Broad has a question.
Yeah, Regional Director de Luna, are you going to submit your comments in written form?
Yes, we will be submitting a written comment.
Great, thank you.
I may, Chair Hasid, we spoke with the IT support staff in the building. They've indicated that our remote users need to turn down the volume on their machines. They're indicating that there's nothing that we can do in the room to address the echo. I would ask folks to try that as a troubleshooting step.
Thank you. We will try that, and hopefully that improves the situation for those on the Zoom. Santiago, will you call the next commenter, please?
Yes, the next commenter is Veronica Cervantes.
Hello, good morning, board members, and good morning, board chair. My suggestion does not go towards a specific section. However, it is a suggested addition. And that is that we suggest the opportunity to notice employees once a petition is filed. And this would assist with providing information about the process and contact information for the ALRB. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to clarify because it cut out just slightly. Notice the employees.
Yes,
Did I hear that right?
Yes,
Okay,
correct.
thank you.
Thank you.
And similar to Member Broad's question, do you anticipate submitting that in written form with any specific kind of suggestions on the best, most efficient way to do that, or who may bear the duty of putting out that notice?
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
Santiago?
At this time, I don't see anyone else with their hand raised in the chat, and I don't have any comments within Zoom. I am turning to my email, but I have not received anything as of 5 minutes ago indicating I wish to provide public comment or feedback.
Okay, we will give it a moment and then we will continue on.
Okay, I do see a hand now, and hi, Francesca. Good morning. And it's Francesca Herrera.
Good morning, board members and Chair Hasid. I just wanted to quickly state that the regional directors and senior staff in both regions will submit combined written comment by April 22nd, including both the comments made today and comments that I made at a board meeting in October, which were just several very small technical changes, and all of that will be submitted in writing. Thank you.
Thank you. Francesca, I think that'll be really helpful.
No other hands have been raised, and I have not received emails or chats at this moment.
Okay, well, our next agenda item is public comment. So we'll go to that and we will see. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Member Lightstone.
Just before we move on, I just want to remind everyone again, because, you know, in the workshops before we issued the proposed regulation, there were interests from a number of parties, so that I'm hoping that I want to remind everyone that after today's hearing, we have a deadline of April 22nd to receive written proposals, comments, draft language, and I really want to encourage people to do that.
Thank you. Okay, let me hold on. I gotta get back in here. All right, we are now going into public comment, and the same cautions apply. Please indicate to Santiago if you wish to make a public comment, and note that we cannot discuss pending cases.
I don't see anyone indicating they wish to make public comment at this time.
Okay, with that, the board will now recess into closed session. Thank you very much.
Right, Chair Hasid, we have returned and we are recording.
Good afternoon. It is now 1:06 p.m. and the board has returned from closed session. Our next agenda item is announcements. The next regularly scheduled board meeting is May 1st. And that it will be at our regular space here in Sacramento at 15th and Capitol, with the exact address on our forthcoming agenda, and then available on Zoom as well. And we can meeting at 10 a.m. And with that, at 1:06 p.m., this meeting is now adjourned. Thank you.